Okay, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Deus Ex. This is my favorite game, actually. One of the best games, in my opinion, that ever came out. There's a couple of better ones, but they're all consoles, so I'm not going to do an LP of them just yet. So, for those of you who aren't that familiar, this is a game that came out in the early 2000s. I believe it came out in like fall of the year 2000. This is the Game of the Year edition, which came out in March of 2001. And I'm sure someone's going to check it out. And what it is, believe it or not, it's actually... This is very much a... it's a first-person shooter, but it's also very much an RPG. As you can see, I'm busy right now selecting skills. Throughout the game, you get more skill points, and that does everything from... It affects your accuracy, it affects the efficiency of some of your tools, lets you hack computers. And I really, really like that feature of the game.
Within the week, I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable.
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think.
Graphics aren't looking as good lately.
Paris.
Let's see if I can adjust that real quick.
Running the world. The world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience. And their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. If necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon that city will be a reality, and we will crown its king.
Now, the graphics in this game are a big part of the reason why it took so long for the second installment in the series to come out. No, that's as good as it's going to look. Okay, so we have a pistol. We have a riot prod, a medikit, and a key ring. And we are on Liberty Island, and there's a few things I want to show off before I move too far and trigger Alex. Obviously, there was a terrorist attack on the statue, but there's something else wrong with the skyline. And bear in mind, when this game came out, there had already been a bombing of the World Trade Center, but this is before the actual Trade Center attacks, and yet no Trade Center in the skyline.
I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
That's not good. Let's get this crowbar. Oh, binoculars. Those are actually pretty handy.
Paul,
Whoa!
you were in Hong Kong.
Hey, Paul.
Welcome to the coalition, JC. I might as well start using.
Wow,
your name.
Paul and I are
Think I
like
missed my brother's first day?
identical.
Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation.
All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but UNATCO better issue some hardware.
UNATCO is the United Nations Anti-Terrorist
Stun your opponents or knock them
Coalition.
unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow.
The crossbow. Sometimes you've got to make a
Now,
second
I
takedown.
actually want to do something a
Good
little
thinking.
weird. I
With these
want, where
tranquilizer darts, you have
possible,
another non-lethal way to take down an enemy in addition to the prod.
I'm not doing
get
a
the idea.
non-lethal
What's the first
run.
move?
What I
I'm
am
going to give you a
doing
map
is
of the
what I
island.
call
If
a
you get to the
character
North
run.
Dock, a
Now,
UNATCO informant will give you a key to the statue
UNATCO
doors.
is supposed to be
He
law
responds to the code
enforcement.
phrase,
We're not actually
iron
supposed to
and
be
copper.
like some higher
You could avoid
hit
a lot of
squad.
fighting, though, if you found a back way
Just
to the
a
statue.
I'll see how it looks on shore.
Your primary objective is the makeshift command center the terrorists have installed at the top of the statue. But don't forget about Agent Herman. We think he's being held on the ground floor.
What are my orders when I reach
Yeah.
the command center?
So, we're law
Interrogate the
enforcement,
leader.
we're not a hit
We don't
squad,
yet know
so
why
what
the
I'm
terrorists would
gonna
risk an
do
open
for
assault.
now is not kill anyone unless I absolutely have to. But let's get that here. So, let's also try and take a look here. Settings, colors. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, well, we're gonna make the world look good. Okay, so I'm gonna see if that helped, and I'll be right. Okay, so what I've done is I changed that texture depth thing. 32-bit graphics. This is now as clean as a PlayStation 1. Think about that. Now, it does actually look better though. So, oh yeah, we should manage our inventory. I thought I had a lockpick. Oh, because I probably left it on the ground.
What's your
over
take
here.
on secret?
Winter went rope.
So, wacky. Perfect. Okay.
Welcome aboard, Agent.
So let's move some of the stuff around so I can get to it quickly. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Now, believe it or not, these are actually useful. Woo! Quick. Now, normally I would just use the scope on a weapon, but since none of my weapons are scoped...
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNATCO informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bomb. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper.
So some of you have noticed that a lot of my weapons have an ammo type right above them, so that says tranq dart, that says charger, that says 10mm ammo. What that does is I can actually switch ammo types for some weapons. I think the crossbow has the most. The crossbow has 3. The GEP gun has 2. The assault rifle, I think, also has 2. And it's very, very bright. Let's turn that down a bit. That's part of the problem, I think. Yeah, that's better. So as long as you guys all promise you can still see, this is what the game's actually supposed to look like.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy's stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
Gas grenade. Gas grenades are handy. Okay, so this weapon uses the pistol skill, which I'm only trained, so it takes a while. I really didn't have to hit him, but I did.
That's it.
Ah, great. Yeah, go away. the reload button is the most annoyingly placed button that we have. Okay, so 10mm ammo and a knife. He's got nothing that I want badly enough to run over there. Oh man, this is one of my guys. Okay. Oh, the baton. That's actually a useful weapon. I prefer that over the crowbar. What do you got for me? Oh, the pepper gun. That's a useless gun, but that's okay. Okay. So we're actually just gonna bypass this guy. He's not very important. But yeah, anyway, the premise of this game, I am a special agent working for UNATCO. UNATCO, of course, is the United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition. And we have a rather ridiculous amount of authority in the United States. Like, you're going to see throughout the game, we can roll in and tell NYPD or the military or just about anyone else basically to go ahead and take a hike. Oh, now those two I'm never sure about. I think I can actually just go way over here. Really smooth shadow generation in this game, by the way. So yeah, hard to get into it without spoiling the rest of the plot, but that's basically it. This is the distant future. What else can I talk about? Oh, it's mentioned in training, which of course we skipped. This character, so I and Paul, and right now nobody else are, we are nanotechnologically augmented, so actually I can bring up the screen that talks about it. I think I'm in deep enough shadows to risk it. So right now I don't have any real augmentations. That's another element of the RPG system. We'll get into that when we get one. But I do have Infiltrate, which is a one-way communicator, and I think the only reason it's one-way instead of two-way is the game developers couldn't come up with a good excuse for how I could be talking and not give away my position. Then we have our flashlight and friend or fire. So that's in addition to why I have a reticle, that's why the reticle turns red. Red is enemies, green is allies. As you can see, I don't have a lot of either. Now there is useful stuff in there, so I'm going to want to get in there. But I'm not sure the best way to do it. I'm hearing computers. Oh. That's interesting. If I get an extra lockpick, I'll have to check that I hit it, but it's probably just... yeah, just extra medical bots. There's another one of those, too. Oh, frame rate. Why are you droppy? I don't understand. I really don't understand what's up with my frame rate. Okay, so he's got a crossbow, so we're going to want to do this right the first time, or this is going to suck. Now this is, thankfully, a part of the great gaming tradition where we don't, why is my frame rate dropped? I don't understand. No. The button that changes that augmentation also changes some fraps settings, which I'm going to have to change. So if you were wondering why I was cycling my flashlight, I was just trying to get that done. so you'll notice if I don't hit the back of the neck, I actually need to hit people with that twice, but that doesn't matter as much now. I need... There we go. Another multi-tool. So multi-tools are used, among other things, to open those boxes.
Don't cross through the arcs. I'm also picking up an EMP field here. If you're not careful, it'll suck away your bioelectrical energy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bypass it. I feel like doing jump puzzles while I'm lagged. There. And they are consumable. So. Biocells, those are... Oh, you can't see the bar because the resolution's too big for my monitor. That's fine. That's something I want. And that's something I want. So one of the things you can do, you can modify your weapons. Put on a laser point, put on a extra clip, so on and so forth. The extra clip doesn't fit in here. The laser pointer does, so we'll put the laser pointer. The extra clip really only goes on my pistol, and I don't want to upgrade that yet. You're going to see why. And that's the other thing. I have no desire to go over and talk to the password guy this time, so... Oh yeah, you'll often notice me being less sneaky than I probably should be. It's because I know a lot of these maps really well,
You might be able to avoid some of the security by entering this way.
I know who can see me where and when for the most part, so I'm a little over enthusiastic, and I'm gonna save. Ta-da! Okay. Yes, this is one of those games. Oh wow, I'm having a hard time with ladders lately. What's going on? Now, a big part of that is my low frame rate, so that's... was it? Yeah, okay. So, there's my magic little laser pointer. Oh, that's... No point in wasting a tranquilizer dart on this. Okay, I may have lied a little. There we go. I'll just hop down before he comes over here and shoots me with his. Nope. Damn it. So, even though they look less menacing than the regular guys, these thugs, as they're called, are really annoying. They,
A shame, isn't it?
They have
French terrorist
tranquilizer
group
darts.
Silhouette claims that France was wrong to give the U.S. the statue. We think they planned the bombing.
That's right, French terrorist. I could go that way, but I think there's nobody if I go this way. Yeah, this game's sneaking system isn't very evolved. To be perfectly honest, there's all sorts of occasions where hitting shift and going into what's called walk mode works just as well as crouching. And of course, there's all sorts of stuff they just can't hear, like breaking into boxes. Oh, and you do have to manually activate your little laser pointer every time you want to use it. So there's a door there that goes inside the statue. We could go that way, but I don't want to. if I do this right, I don't have to. Oh, what's that? Okay, so this is something. Any grenade can also be a prox mine. And the higher your explosive skill, the easier it is for you personally to take wall mines off the wall. Now, if I did this right... Yes, I did. Okay, let's do this the quote-unquote fun way. Yep. This is how rarely I use grenades. They usually don't sit on my hotbar. They don't shoot very well. So we gotta wait for the gas to clear, unfortunately. Or we can go around, which is what I'm doing right now. Oh, where's the... There it is. Now, we're gonna love gas grenades. Like I said, I'm gonna try not to kill unless I absolutely have to, although there was that incident of the TNT, which I'm pretty sure changes dialogue options later, unfortunately. Okay, so one of the things I have to do is one of our agents are being held inside the statue, and he's downstairs, so I'm gonna go get him. At least I'm gonna try. Let's try a save game. I rescue him all the time, but it's a question of whether or not I have to slaughter everybody nearby in the process in order to do it. No, we should be good. Okay, so you don't get too many chances to do this, but you can. I wonder what that humming sound is. Okay, so let's have a look. That guy's right there. We're gonna just let him walk on by. I do like that they recovered the torch apparently in one piece, so they just brought it downstairs and stuck it inside the atrium. Oh man, I forgot just how many guys were in here. Okay, let's go. Sneak, 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 sneak. No.
I think Gunther is being held behind this laser-triggered alarm. If you don't want to set off the alarm, you can either hack the control panel in the doorway or find a way around. My blueprint of the statue shows a few air shafts. This security setup is strictly amateur stuff. Keep an eye out for ways to bypass it. These old pre-millennial buildings are riddled with ventilation shafts and maintenance tunnels.
Oh, excuse me really quick. I just need to take a drink. And we're back. I have the good fortune of having what's called a growler. It's a large glass jug full of a root beer produced by, oh, who are they called? Pump House. They're almost a local. They're from the next big city over, but they're a brewery. I don't need any Colt 45. All right. Now I could do this by memory. Okay, so we have a medikit. Those are good, I think. Yeah, those are good. PS20 and a note. So many people use the ATM each day that it's busted 90% of the time, but if it's working, you might need some cash today for the pub crawl we've got planned. Ooh. Don't let the tourists get you down. See you there tonight, sweetie. Account number, PIN number. Don't get married here. Oh, fuck, that's a noisy floor. Okay. So what was that weapon we just grabbed? Well, you're not gonna like it. Well, actually, you might like it, I don't know. The PS20, base damage 25, base accuracy 100%, accurate range 900 feet, maximum range 1500 feet, mass 5 pounds. Really? That little thing weighs 5 pounds? Jeez. The PS20 is a disposable plasma-based weapon developed by an unknown security organization as a next-generation stealth pistol. Unfortunately, the necessity of maintaining a small physical profile restricts the weapon to a single shot. Despite its limited functionality, the PS20 can be lethal at close range. Yeah, right. Well, actually here, just for you guys. Nah, I'm gonna save it until there's someone I actually can kill with it. Assuming there's anybody in this game you can actually kill with it, so. This door, I believe, is locked. Yes, it is. Now, you'll notice doors also have a strength stat. That goes up against explosives. So, unless you feel like blasting